Oh, hi there. Todd here, week 6 of your project management class. Um, Listen, one more week and you're going to be completed. You're going to complete this class. Um, so this week is going to cover chapters 13 and chapter 14. The two big topics are one, project and performance measurement and evaluation, and two, project closure. Every project you need to really kind of look back at and sort of determine what went well, um, what could we have done better, and then, of course, what went into the toilet. Um, that is helpful for you as a project manager, especially if you go and do the same project again or asked to do the same project again. You want to look at your previous projects and get that experience. Um, and then, of course, every project is closed out, and you'll learn this week on how to close out those types of projects. Your assignments this week are to read Chapter 13 and Chapter 14. You have a PowerPoint online to review. You have 2 assignments. Of course, participate in the discussion boards, your final journal entry, and, of course, a quiz. So here we go. Project and performance measurement and evaluation. You're going to learn about the project control process. Project control can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. And what you'll learn is how much control is needed on your project. You need to know where you need to insert some control and where you need to back off on some control, both on your deliverables, on your resources, on the cost. Of course, it means coming up with setting baselines and measuring against those baselines and comparing them against other projects. With that, does your project have a good baseline? What are the factors that are impacting your project time, your project cost? And of course, you'll learn how to take action on those things. Of course, project control means controlling time. And the tools for that is by having a good schedule and using Gantt charts. You'll learn about Gantt charts and comparing a percentage complete on projects that have been scheduled out in your work breakdowns structure. Of course, along with control comes controlling cost. And again, it starts with understanding what are your baseline costs. Methods for evaluating variances and changes in the cost. Every project changes, and you need to understand if there's a huge variance in your project cost, how are you going to deal with that? Of course, helping to control your project, and the people on your project, is by doing status reports. Status reports are very important. You'll learn about those. How do you need to be accurate, and how do you need to be complete with those reports? Reports help people know how they're doing. It tells the stakeholders where you're at in the project, and where you need to go to get back on track, on time, and under budget. Another big thing you're going to learn this week is methods for monitoring your project time performance. And again, it means using indexes to measure the progress of your project. Finally, the next big sort of method that you'll learn is how to close a project out. And there are different types of project closure. There's the normal closure of a project, and that is there was an objective that was laid out, and you met that objective, and you're going to close it out like you would normally close out a project. However, there are different types of closures. There's a premature closure, which means that the project ended early. Maybe you delivered it sooner. Maybe you delivered it under budget. Or there's the perpetual closure, which means that there's a project that doesn't seem to want to close at all. It just keeps going on. But there's a way to document that. And of course, there's the failed project. How do you close out a failed project? And then finally, there are projects that the objective was one thing at the beginning and it was different at the end. It radically changed. So there are different types of project closure, and there's a way that you need to wrap up those activities. No matter how the project closes out, there are certain things that you have to do to make sure that the project is documented well. At the end of every project, you want to document all the things that had happened in the project. That helps you, but it also helps other project managers in the future to figure out what went right with your project, what went wrong, and it's a lessons learned. It's a learning process. That comes with evaluating your team members and learning how to do that. It means evaluating yourself. Did you manage the work breakdown structure? Did you manage the critical path all the way? Were you able to deliver the project on time, on budget? Those are the type of evaluations that are helpful for you as a professional to refine your skills and to build upon them. Other wrap-up activities for a project are creating final reports. Everybody wants to know that the project is completed, and a final report does that. That includes team evaluations, and it also includes possibly doing a retrospective on the project. Did everything go well? Project retrospectives are very good for you as a project manager. Again, it helps you understand what went right, what went wrong, what could be done better. It's really a lessons learned type of exercise. So that's what you're going to learn this week at week 6. You have one more week to go. Keep going. You're almost there, and we'll talk to you soon.